Yeah, hi there. These comments are for Pantery, and I am Michael, the founder, owner, and the materials writer for all of your lessons at the 7-step system to pass the TOEFL iBT. You completed independent speaking practice test number 232. So let me take a look at which one that is. All right, so you have which do you prefer, taking online courses or going to a classroom with a teacher and other students? Use specific examples and details. All right, so you say,
I prefer going to a classroom with a teacher rather than taking online class.
Okay.
First of all, attending
Now let's go back to what you just said. You might have a slight language use problem here.
and taking online class.
I would say rather than taking online classes, you can make it plural, or you can say rather than taking an online class. You can do it either way. So it's a systematic error, to be sure. So not a major issue.
First of all, attending classroom helps me to understand topics better.
Now, I like how you said first of all. That's a great way to start your response, and that'll make it easier for your audience to understand how your ideas are connected.
For example, when I had a question in my chemistry class, I asked my professor and she gave me the answer immediately. This helped me to understand the subject.
Okay, now I like your example. Your example helps illustrate the point you're trying to make, and you're using past tense verbs to talk about past type situations which have clear beginnings and endings in the past. So good control of your language use.
Luckily, I get motivation from my classmates. For example, when I took calculus class in the college.
Okay, I think you're saying calculus there, but you might not be pronouncing that S on the end. Let me listen to it one more time.
Classmates. For example, when I took calculus class.
You want to say calculus class with an S, so you do sometimes have problems pronouncing the S on the ends of your words, so be careful about that. So calculus class.
In the college, it was very difficult. I felt overwhelming, but my classmate had motivation.
I would say not I felt overwhelming. I would use passive meaning on your participle there. So I would say I felt overwhelmed. It kind of means I felt overwhelmed by the amount of coursework and I had to do in the class.
Me and helped me, and we passed the calculus class, and I had a great
Again, calculus class.
time in the class.
All right, so I think overall you had a pretty clear connection of ideas. It was pretty easy to understand what you were trying to say, right? So I'm going to go ahead and look at the speaking rubrics so I can give you a score for this practice test. So under the independent speaking here, as I pointed out, you have some delivery issues, some minor delivery issues, particularly in the S ending at the end of your words. Now, language use. The one thing you remember you said overwhelming. I think overwhelmed would have been a better choice because it actually has passive, not active meaning. So that was a slight language use error. Also in the beginning, when you're talking about online class, you could have said an online class or online classes, and that would have been a little bit better there. So some slight problems with delivery and language use. So what's your score here? Because of some of those minor issues, I'm going to put you at about 3.0 out of 4, or 23 points out of 30. And thank you very much for completing this practice test.